The Grand Council chamber floated in the heart of the Andromeda core, a shining city of light and shadow. Every seat was filled. Alien leaders from across the galaxy had gathered for an emergency session. Something had frightened them all. The High Speaker, a tall creature made of crystal and energy, stood before the crowd. His voice echoed through the hall. The human problem has grown again. The chamber buzzed. Some laughed nervously. Others looked uneasy. For years, humans had been listed as a minor species, friendly, peaceful, and technologically behind. They traded fairly, they spoke politely, and they avoided every war. But now, things were different. Reports had arrived from the edge of the Orion Arm. Entire enemy fleets destroyed, colonies saved, and in every report, one name appeared: Earth Defense Command. The High Speaker raised a hand, and a giant hologram filled the air. It showed a single human ship surrounded by 3 alien armadas. The footage played. In seconds, the human ship fired once, and all 3 fleets vanished into white light. The hall went silent. This was supposed to be a small scouting vessel, whispered one ambassador. The High Speaker's voice grew cold. If this is true, humanity has not been honest with us. They are not weak. They are hiding something. A quiet fear spread through the chamber. No one spoke, but everyone understood the same thing. If humans had been playing nice, then the galaxy might already be in danger. The Council made its decision that day: send spies to Earth. They needed to know the truth, before it was too late. Far from the Council's shining halls, dark ships moved silently through space. They were the Council's secret scouts, machines built for spying and stealth. Their mission was simple: observe Earth without being seen. When they arrived, they hid behind the moon, scanning the blue planet below. At first, everything seemed peaceful. Humans were laughing, working, living simple lives. Children played in parks, cities glowed at night, and the planet looked harmless. One scout captain, a creature with 6 golden eyes, spoke to his crew. They looked normal. Maybe the reports were wrong. But as their scanners dug deeper, strange signals began to appear. Energy spikes from beneath the oceans. Power readings that no known technology could explain. It was as if something vast was hidden below the surface. The scouts moved closer, slipping through the thin clouds above Earth. Then they saw it. A massive shadow beneath the waves, larger than a mountain. Metal walls, energy cores, moving lights. "Is that a ship?" whispered the captain. Before they could analyze more, a sudden pulse of energy hit them. Their systems went dark. Communication broke. On the radar, a signal appeared, locked on. "Impossible," the captain gasped. "They found us?" A voice echoed through their comms. "Calm, human. Unknown vessel, you are in restricted orbit. Leave now." The scouts turned and fled into deep space, terrified. When they returned to the Council, their report was simple. Earth is not what it seems. They are watching us too. And for the first time, the Council felt something they had not felt in centuries: fear. Deep under the Pacific Ocean, far below the waves where no sunlight reached, a massive door opened silently. Behind it waited the secret that humanity had guarded for over a century: the Aegis network. Inside the underwater base, glowing blue corridors stretched for miles. Machines hummed, soldiers moved with purpose, and in the command room, Admiral Reyes stood before a giant screen. He looked calm, but his eyes were cold. "The Council has sent spies again," said his aide. "They saw the shield reactors. Should we respond?" Reyes smiled slightly. "Let them see what they think they understand." He pressed a button, and the room's lights dimmed. On the screen, hundreds of hidden facilities came online: bases under ice, inside mountains, even on the dark side of the moon. Every location pulsed with energy. "Activate Phase 3, Reyes ordered. Across the planet, invisible satellites uncloaked, forming a glowing grid around Earth. Humanity's defense systems were no myth. They were everywhere, and they were ready. Back in orbit, the Council's drones tried to intercept the signal, but the data was unreadable. It wasn't alien technology. It was something far more advanced, something built by humans alone. A message pinged through the darkness of space. Observation detected. Continue and we respond. The council tried to decode it, but the source disappeared instantly. No trace, no signal trail, nothing. For years, the galaxy had believed that humans were slow learners, weak and peaceful. But in reality, humanity had simply been waiting, watching, building, and preparing. And now, the universe was beginning to realize Earth had never been defenseless. It had been merciful. In the great chamber of the Galactic Council, silence filled the air. Every screen showed the same report: Earth's hidden bases, energy spikes, and cloaked satellites. The high speaker stared at the glowing data with disbelief. If this is true, he said slowly, humanity could destroy half the galaxy. The words echoed through the hall. Many leaders began to argue. They are a threat, shouted one warlord. We must strike first before they grow stronger. But others shook their heads. You don't understand, whispered an elder. No one hides power like that unless they have already fought gods. The council couldn't agree. Fear was spreading like wildfire. No one had expected this from the peaceful species that once begged for trade routes. Finally, a decision was made, not by the council, but by those who hungered for war. A secret alliance of alien empires, proud and reckless, gathered their fleets. They believed that if they struck fast enough, Earth would surrender. 10,000 warships prepared for battle. Massive engines roared as they entered hyperspace, heading straight for the solar system. They called it Operation Dawnfall, the day humanity would kneel. But deep inside the Andromeda Core, one voice trembled. It belonged to the same elder who had once met the humans. You fools, he whispered. You have no idea what you're waking. As the fleets vanished into hyperspace, a single human AI listening post detected the distortion. It sent one message to Earth's command: incoming hostiles detected, authorization request? And somewhere beneath the Pacific Ocean, Admiral Reyes smiled. Authorization granted, let them come. The first alien fleet broke out of hyperspace near the edge of the solar system. 10,000 warships glowed like silver knives against the darkness. Their commanders laughed when they saw the small blue planet ahead. They have no idea what's coming, said the warlord of Vakar. End this quickly. But something was wrong. Every alien radar began to flicker. Unknown signals filled their systems. Then, one by one, their scanners went dark. In the silence that followed, hundreds of faint shapes appeared. Dark, invisible forms uncloaking across space. Human ships. Thousands of them. They surrounded the alien fleet like ghosts. A calm voice echoed through every frequency. This is Earth Command. You have entered restricted space. Turn back now. The alien fleet opened fire. Beams of red energy shot across the void. For a second, space lit up like a burning storm. And then, the human ships moved. Blue light erupted from their hulls. Energy cannons fired faster than light itself. Alien ships vanished in seconds. Melted, torn apart, erased from existence. It wasn't a battle. It was a lesson. Inside the command ship, Admiral Reyes watched the display calmly. Maintain non-lethal protocols, he ordered. Disable, not destroy. Even in war, humanity held back. When the smoke cleared, the alien fleet was gone, not dead, but drifting powerless in space. Their weapons melted, their engines silent. Across the galaxy, every sensor, every satellite, every spy recorded the same thing. Earth had stopped pretending. For centuries they had been patient, peaceful, kind. But now the galaxy had seen the truth. Humanity's mercy was their greatest weapon. The battle was over. Space was quiet again, cold, empty, and filled with drifting ships. What once was a mighty alien armada now floated helplessly near Earth's orbit. From the Galactic Council's chamber, millions of light years away, the leaders watched the footage in silence. The high speaker, once so proud, could not speak at all. Every screen showed the same image. Human ships surrounding the enemy, not firing, not finishing them off. Instead, Earth had sent medical drones. They were helping the wounded, repairing ships. The same humans who had just crushed their fleet were now saving them. "They could have destroyed us all," whispered an ambassador. "Why didn't they?" No one answered. But deep inside, every council member knew humanity had always been capable. They just chose restraint. They had fought wars before, long before the galaxy even knew they existed. They had seen destruction, loss, and pain, and that was why they valued peace. A final message arrived from Earth Command, clear, calm, and powerful. "We do not seek war, but do not mistake our silence for weakness." The council sat frozen. Every empire in the galaxy understood what that meant. Earth had not been playing nice out of fear. They had been merciful, and from that day forward, no one dared to challenge them again. Trade routes opened. Treaties were signed. In the years that followed, the galaxy changed forever, because now everyone knew the truth. Humanity had never been weak. They had simply been kind.